Hi guys. All right, more applications. Jenny is making jewelry for an arts and crafts show. She would like to make at least $100 in sales. So at least from our last video. Where did that go? Is going to be greater than or equal to. Okay. She estimates that she will sell at most 50 pieces of jewelry, and so the bracelets that she is selling cost $2 and the necklaces cost $3. Which system of inequalities can be used to determine the number of bracelets and the number of necklaces she can sell? So, remember, money goes with money. Therefore, the very first sentence is talking, or the second sentence is talking about money. She wants to make at least $100 in sales. So she's selling both bracelets and necklaces. What you're looking for is where you're talking about money. So all of this money needs to go together. So, whoa, that's too big. So money, money, money. They're all going together. So she sells $2 per bracelet, $3 per necklace, and she wants the total amount of these sales to be at least is greater than or equal to $100. All right, so that's not so bad. She wants to sell at most 50 pieces of jewelry. So at most, what we learned in the last video, or also back in when we did just regular inequalities. Why is this not turning into black? At most is less than or equal to. When you see the word at most, you're thinking less than or equal to. Okay, so between her bracelets and her necklaces, wants to sell at most less than or equal to 50 pieces of jewelry. Okay, it just wants to know what the two systems are. So one is greater than, one is less than. So you could see that both looks like that. So b plus n is less than or equal to 50. We got that. 2b plus 3n. So a is not going to be our answer. B says b plus n is less than or equal to 50. We got that. B, the second part is 2b plus 3n is greater than or equal to 100. That's what we have. That's our answer. All right. Next. Julia works for a company selling light bulbs. She sells fluorescent light bulbs for $5 a piece and incandescent light bulbs for $2. To meet her quota, she needs to sell over 100 light bulbs and make at least $400 or $350. All right, so at most, she has to sell over 100 light bulbs, which means she has to sell greater than 100 light bulbs. So between, I'm going to call fluorescent F and incandescent I. So between her fluorescent light bulbs and her incandescent light bulbs, she has to sell over or greater than 100 light bulbs. Okay. And the second part of this is the cost. So it costs $5 for a fluorescent light bulb. It costs $2 for an incandescent light bulb. And she needs to make at least, so at least is greater than or equal to $350. All right. Sweet. So these are our two inequalities. So we have to see where the system is. Basically, all we are looking for now is a dashed line and a solid line. So for each choice we have a dashed line and we have a solid line. So this top one, our dashed line, is the blue and the solid line is our red. Okay, so for the blue, we're shading above our line, our hand. For our red line, the solid line, we're shading up also. So let's have a look. So our dashed line, we're shading above it. So here's our dashed line, and here's our shading. Our shading is above our dashed line. So that works for our blue line, or our blue inequality. Our solid line, or our red, should be shaded above. But if you put your right hand over it, it's shaded below. So this first graph does not represent this system. Our dashed line here. Okay, it should be, if you put your right hand over it, you should be shading above it. So here's our line. We should be shading all up in here, but it's shaded underneath it. So that's not our graph representing this system. Over here, dashed line, it should be shaded all up here, and it's not. Again, this cannot be our answer because it's not shaded in the right area. Z is going to have to be our correct answer. And here's why. Here's our dashed line, and it's shaded up. Here's our solid line, and it's also shaded up. So this is where they're both overlapping. So any of these choices here in this shaded region is the different combinations of light bulbs you could sell. So for example, he could sell, what is this, 90 incandescent light bulbs and 60 fluorescent light bulbs. Another combination that he could sell is he could sell 60 incandescent light bulbs and 90 fluorescent light bulbs. He could sell any amount up here. All right, so any ordered pair would satisfy this system and make it a true statement. And that's it.